So this is my gaming chair. This is my current gaming chair. It is a DL Win or DLQ Win. I got it for Christmas, so I'm not really sure what the brand is. All I know is it's like super comfortable. And this thing, like, this is the most weirdest feature I've ever seen, but this thing vibrates, even though I have like no plugins near me to plug this in. Not to mention, I feel like the vibration wouldn't even be that good, to justify the fact that this like little cord hangs out of the side of it, and I'm usually sitting on it all day, which is really annoying. But it is nice, and the neck support is really nice. And good thing I have, like, this is my previous gaming chair. Well, that's a little sneak peek of the PC, but this is my previous chair, and it's like super hard because of the amount of years I've used it, and it just like the back support's awful because if you can see in the back here, there's like an indent like right in here, and it was like awful for back support. Like you literally would sit on it and it would feel like just terrible, right? So it's nice having this chair where you definitely have some more support and you can sit and it like reclines a lot, which is really nice. And then we move on to like the main setup. So I'll kind of show you guys, this is my monitor. I used to have a dual setup of I think like 24-inch monitors, but I decided to upgrade to 1440p, which I'm going to explain later when I actually show off my gaming PC, because my current gaming PC setup is going to be very confusing for some of you guys because of how it's set up. But in terms of like gaming, 1440p is actually a lot better for this PC, and it's actually a lot better on the CPU, which is a little bit outdated. So this is kind of the monitor. I just have like some Firewatch style, theme in the back, and obviously you can tell red is kind of my overall theme of this gaming PC. I don't know. I just really like red and the way it like pops on a gaming setup. But then we move on to my mic. Now this is what I record on a lot, and it's just kind of like a janky little setup. And I got this on Amazon for like $60, and it included the mic. And honestly, like it is a little crappily built, but it does its job, right? Like it extends. You can move this around. You can adjust it this way, push it back. You can push it all the way out. Like for kind of a starter streaming setup, this actually isn't a bad choice. I can probably link a lot of this stuff in the description for like Amazon stuff if you're interested. And obviously, like, again, this is my recording mic. So if you guys like the audio quality of my videos, that's because of this thing, right? And the way I have it set up. Now we're going to move on to what a lot of people like on a gaming PC setup, and that is the keyboard. Now, I originally started when I got my gaming PC with like a whole MSI setup. So I had like an MSI keyboard and MSI mouse. But after saving up a little bit of money, I actually got like a really nice gaming keyboard. I don't know the name of it. Again, I'll probably put that in the link to the description. It was like around $100, and it came with like gray keys. Like it wasn't this like white Japanese theme. It was like gray keys. But I bought these like white keycaps or whatever, like off Amazon for pretty cheap. Like it wasn't stupidly expensive. And I just like the way like the red and white and kind of the Japanese landscape kind of looks on it. And then obviously we got to do an audio test because some of you freaks really like that. So it's a little clacky, and since I replaced out the keys, it's not as clacky as it used to be, which is kind of an unfortunate downside. But it's got everything you need in a keyboard. Like you can turn up the brightness, turn it down, you can switch the different modes. Yeah, it's pretty sick. It is pretty sick. And then we're going to move on to these little guys. And some of you guys might have already caught them in your eyes. These are, I believe they're called like skill animals or something. And they look like they're like kind of a luxury toy or whatever. But I got these at the dollar store. They're like literally like $3 at the dollar store or something. And they're actually like pretty high quality. Like they're made out of like a nice material. And I just really like the look of them. Like the skull and like the black and the red and the white. And I think it just goes with my setup really well. And so I have two of them, and then this one was from like a mystery bag or something, and I kind of just have them in the middle. And I'm looking for more, but unfortunately the dollar store at my location, like my dollar store, doesn't really have them in stock ever, because I think people kind of caught on to them being like, oh, these are actually really cool, and they've been like selling out like crazy, right? And then if you look to your left, this is my Xbox little figure thing. It is originally, and it still is, I guess. I can't say it was originally. It's a ornament that you'd get for like your Christmas tree or whatever. And my brother got it for me for Christmas, but I was like, I actually kind of want to just like have that on my desk. So I like ripped the ornament out part, like the ornament part out. And then I just kind of keep it on my desk. And then like, if you press the button, it like lights up and it like makes sound, which is really fucking cool. It'll do like the Halo theme sound. So I just kind of keep that. And I know they have like other variants of it too. So I kind of want to start like a bit of a setup right there. And then speaking of which, this is where I put my camera, like my phone camera when I'm recording face cam, because I don't have like an actual physical camera on my computer yet. So this is where I put my camera to like show me, right? Because like why would you spend a bunch of money on a face cam when you can use that, right? Which is, and again, I got that at the dollar store for super cheap, like super cheap. Now let's go into like the mouse pad. So I'm going to stand up for this. So the mouse pad is along the same theme as my keyboard, where you kind of have this like Japanese like great wave background with like, I'm assuming that's some sort of like serpent kind of coming out. And I think like during the daytime it looks really nice because you can see like the depth a little bit better. But at night it also pops with the red and stuff. And so that's the mouse. And again, I used to have like this kind of MSI setup where I had like a red thing with a red keyboard and a red mouse. But I think the white just looks so much better. And again, I got this on Amazon, like most products. And then to the left, again, this has nothing really to do with my gaming PC, but if you guys were with me with my old channel, I used to fiddle a lot during my streams and just in general because I'm a very fiddly person. And so during my streams, I used to just like kind of whip this around and try to do some tricks and stuff. And I realized after like rewatching the streams, it's really loud. Like this thing is heavy. So it's like, it's really clacky. So I stopped using this during my streams, but I still use it sometimes when I'm like recording videos or when I'm just like doom scrolling on my computer or whatever, setting things up. But yeah, it's really nifty. I got this a long time ago and it's kind of like PewDiePie themed, which was not intentional. But still, that's pretty cool. And then we're going to move on to the gaming PC. And yes, it does say Aura. It says Aura. And I bought this on Facebook Marketplace from a guy who like builds custom PCs. He used to, the story he told me is he used to do like data mining and stuff and like crypto and whatever. And so he had a bunch of like these leftover motherboards and the knowledge of how to build a gaming PC. So he pretty much took all his like, like rigs that he was using for mining and turned them into gaming PCs. And I got this one for about 300 Canadian dollars, which is really good. And it originally came with a 1070 and a i3 something and only like 8 gigabytes of RAM, but it was dual RAM, which was nice. But so far, what I've upgraded in it is basically, can't really see because it's like really dark, but I added 16 gigabytes of RAM right there. I believe it is Crosshair. And yes, I did get this before the RAM shortages because obviously like good luck trying to get RAM nowadays. And I have like a Alright Assassin cooler because I upgraded my CPU to an i7 7700 instead of an i3. And it runs pretty hot because I also upgraded my 1070 to a 3070, which is, kind of crazy. And that's kind of, we're getting into how kind of my PC's a little unbalanced. And the reason why it's like that is because my friend was selling his 3070 for like really cheap. I think I bought it for like $300 Canadian and normally goes for like 450, 500 bucks. So I put that in and I didn't have the money to buy a whole new motherboard because the Intel Core chip I have in there right now is about as good as you can get for my current motherboard. So I just kind of had to make do with that. And then I also replaced, obviously you can't see it, but you can definitely see some of my handiwork back there. But I had to replace the power supply because I had a 500 watt and that's not really good enough for a 3070. So I had to get a 6050 or 650 watt. And yeah, that's just kind of like my gaming PC. And it's super unbalanced, but it's also still very good. Like you can still get high frames in a lot of games and stuff. And the cooling itself too is not bad. The only struggle I had when I got the graphics card was that the thermal paste was pretty messed up on it. So it was getting like super loud. It was throttling really loud. And I was like, what the hell? So I took it apart, added more thermal paste. So everything's good. But yeah, I think it's in a good spot right now. And again, this is a very suitable setup if you're doing streaming or recording. It's a little low end in terms of gaming, like super hardcore gaming, but still runs like a lot of games. I can still play a lot of games I was playing on my Xbox pretty much exactly the same. And it's more cozy, right? And when I game on like this setup, it's a lot more cozier than when I'm on the couch with with a controller or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much my setup and kind of some of the story around it. And I have my speakers, obviously. There's nothing to say about them. I've had those speakers forever. And then over on this side, I have my headphones and a headphone stand that I kind of keep over there. And then I don't even want to show you what's in there. It's so much clutter and random stuff. But yeah, that's basically my setup. So if you guys want to rate it in the comments or let me know what you think about it. But yeah, that's pretty much my video. If you guys liked it, leave a like, subscribe. Also, if you guys want to join the Discord, the link will be in the description down below. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the next YouTube video.